Hi, welcome back to my studio. Today I'll show you how to take scrap wood pieces like this and turn them into a collage like this. It's very easy and economical, so let's get started. Good morning, welcome back to my studio. I'm trying something totally different today, and I'm going to take you along for the journey. I found in my dad's old wood shop just these random tongue and groove pieces of pine paneling, and they were just already cut into these pieces. Some long, short, narrow. So I got the idea of doing a collage, sort of a puzzle collage, I guess you could call it, on these pieces. So I just painted them with regular old crafters acrylic paint in black, and then sanded them back just to give it a little bit of age and interest. And that's where I'm at here at the moment. I have already gone through my stash of paper and hardware and whatnot to kind of select and lay out what I want to do on here. So I have everything laid out as far as the collage elements, but I'm trying to decide if I want to glue these together first and then put the collage. I think that's probably the best, because that way if I want something to overlap the seam, everything will already be lined up where it needs to be. So I'm just going to use Guerilla wood glue to glue all these pieces together. It shouldn't take too long. I don't think I'll probably have to clamp it. I think it can just sit for an hour or so and let the glue dry, and then I will proceed. So I'll be back when that happens. Okay, I'm back. The glue is dry, and I realized when I came back in to check everything that I had forgotten or just missed gluing this piece. So I just glued that. It looks like it's starting to hang on. So we're ready to start putting some papers down. So I'm going to bring in what I have. I have my layouts on boards, so I didn't forget, and I also took pictures of how I had things so I wouldn't forget how I had stuff laid out and what I liked. So hopefully I can remember. So I'm going to just go one at a time here, and I had this, I think you can see that, just a kind of a group of funny guys all sitting on each other's knees. So I had that here, and this is just a piece of a fishing lure, and then I have these little hardware pieces that I'm just going to put around a few of the faces. Actually, that one's got some glue on it. It had previously been glued onto another project. Let me see if I can't peel some of that off. I think I have another one somewhere. I'll just grab another one. So that's going there. Then I have these old milk bottle caps. And I kind of went with a color, I guess I had it that way, kind of a color theme with the red and black and then some yellow. So I'm just going to glue down one block at a time, and I'm looking for my gel matte medium, I think is what I would like to use. Just Liquitex super heavy gel medium. And I'm going to grab an old brush. I'll put the picture down first. Get all these little pieces off. And these are just the old photos, are just copies or printouts from the internet. They're copyright free images, and I just printed them on my regular home printer. And generally they do fine from there. I try and leave them sit for, you know, at least overnight, if not a couple of days, and I find that they don't smear or get ruined in any way when I glue them down. And I think it depends on the type of ink probably too that your printer uses. Inkjet printer I'm talking about now. Laser printers are always okay. Generally don't have any trouble with prints from a laser printer. And I'm just going to carry on gluing everything down. I'll probably speed this up. Okay, that's the first one. Then on this next one, I have a piece of book spine and these Tim Holtz paper dolls, so they're going to go right there. I think I'm going to trim this book spine down a bit so they don't have the curve from the spine on there. It'll lay down better. And because this background is black and these Tim Holtz pieces are monochrome black and white, they really need something behind them to help them stand out. So they're getting book spine, and then on some of the other ones I have some papers picked out to put behind them. Flying paintbrush full of glue. Okay. And yes, my sweatshirt sleeves very often are covered in glue because I like to do that, to kind of push them down. So here I have a piece of 7 Gypsies paper and another paper doll. But I like this one because it had just this little bit of reddish brown and just enough color for behind her. I'm just going to offset her a little bit. Just like that. Better bow glue down a little better. Okay. Then up here on this piece I have another paper doll, but I have a little piece of old 8mm film. But don't put this down first. Bent right there, so I'm gonna probably have a hard time getting it to stay down. Maybe once I get this little girl on there, maybe she'll help hold it down. Another Tim Holtz paper doll. And she's gonna go right there. For a second. And this is going here, but I think I'm going to cut it down just slightly. It's just a little too deep. And this side's a little crooked, so a little trim, see how that looks. Generally like to keep some black all the way around, but since there's nothing here and there's the groove connector, whatever you call it, I'm just gonna let that hang over the edge right there. Another piece of 7 Gypsies paper. I believe this is from the Vintage America paper pad by 7 Gypsies. And another, I like to do things in 3s when I can, and I do have multiples of these old milk bottle caps, so I'm going to put another one right there. And then I have this little plastic, I don't know if it was part of a pin or something from the Red Cross, but it's got the medical symbol on there. And it's sticking to my finger, although I want to get some of that excess off of there. Okay, we're going to leave that. I'm looking, I definitely need something here, and I don't think I had anything chosen to go there. Probably should look at my picture. Now, in the picture, this piece was over here, but this was empty, so maybe we'll leave it empty, maybe we will put something else in there. I'm not sure. I do have this. That could maybe go there. I'll decide later. I'm going to keep going with what I had before. So then coming back over here, it's a little bit out of. Hopefully you can see all of that. So another piece of this same paper repeated on this side. bigger piece. And again, I think I'm going to trim this down. I'm going to take a little off the top and a little off the bottom. Anybody else have the issue with your paper cutter not cutting things straight? I mean, isn't that the whole reason behind cutting on a paper cutter? To get things straight. Mine does not cut straight for whatever reason, I don't know. And it's extremely frustrating. Okay, ladies, let's try and put you down as straight as we can get you. Some hardware pieces that I want to put on this lady's eyes. I'm just going to try and get the matte medium on first. Hopefully that will be enough. And then I have these little broken jewelry parts, and I think I had those on her eyes. Use my tweezers to get those down and in place. Hopefully right where I wanted it. How about that? Dropped right there. Okay, let's hope those stay where I put them. This piece kind of overlapped here. I like all the rulers. Now I have these rusty nails. We'll see if this is enough to hold those on there. We'll see. I think it will be. And then another just little piece of ephemera here. Let's hit that nail, didn't I? Of course I did. Alright, get back where you were. Right there. That's probably not going to hold now. Alright. Then I thought that rusty wing nut look like a hat. So I'm going with that. We'll see if that holds on there. I don't know where I got this. I've had these little stick-on letters for years. So I'm sticking it on. Color's right. Hopefully. I think that needs more. Since I moved it. Some more underneath there. Try not to move it again. And then in this spot, I have these metal letters, and I just wanted to bring in some yellow, so I think these will work okay. I have a couple of them in here. That on there. Man, I'm making a mess with this glue. I have it everywhere. There. Here I'm going to repeat this piece of book spine for a repetition of color. And then yet another paper doll. This copy of this antique medicine tin is going to go just a little off center here. And then from this fishing lure came this little tag. It says Rooster Tail number 2. But I thought I would add that over here, so I'm going to put it over here. It's curved, so I don't know that I'm getting any glue to stick there. I'll leave it and see what it does. I don't even know what this is. I mean, I know what that end piece is. It was from a needle threader that I put inside of here. I'm not sure what this little arm thing was for, but I like the way that looks. Get that there, and then I have this old red glass button that I'm going to put right on there, and hope everybody sticks. And I just have this little piece here to do. I may come back and put something there and maybe something more there, I'm not sure, but for now I'm going to leave all this to dry. And then this is another 7 Gypsies paper piece. Looks like an old level. You know me, I love the old hardware and that kind of stuff. And then I have these cap nuts. I'm just going to use them like jewelry. And we're just going to put one there and one at the bottom. Just like that. and then I will come back and decide if I want this here, there, here, oh maybe there. I'm not going to rush that though, because I really did think through all the placement of the other pieces. So really this was all in all like super cheap project. I mean, it was scrap wood that I didn't pay for and some old hardware that I already had, a little bit of paint. Probably the most expensive thing on here are the paper dolls and just a lot of doodads. I kind of wish that hole wasn't there. Maybe we'll just tuck those flowers. Yep, I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to tuck those flowers on there and cover up that hole. I already threw my brush in my water basin, but I think it'll be okay because it's just paper. So we'll just add it with the wet glue, wet brush. It'll be fine. I think I like that better, just getting that hole covered up. Okay, we're almost done. I've just been taking my Stabilo All pencil, black, and just going around some of the elements here to give it a little more shadow. And I also grunged up the yellow letters a little bit with it. So I'm almost done with that. I am just going to finish up here these last few places. And after I'm done, I will put a hanging hardware on the back, so this can be hung on the wall and enjoyed. And it will be for sale if you're interested. My email is in my about description. This is just a damp baby wipe. And I just like to moisten that Stabilo and then use my finger and just move it around a little bit. Right. I think that is enough of that. And just give it one final look and see if I think it needs anything else. I might get my white fine liner and just add some more embellishments here. Try and keep my head out of the frame. Get it going here. Sometimes you just need a little more. Where I want it here, I think. Yep, that was good. And here. I want it balanced, but I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just kind of taking a look here. Got it in 3 places, so if I'm going to add any more, it's going to have to be in 2 more, because I like to do things in odd numbers. I'm going to go up here. one more spot. I think it's gotta be here, and I gotta turn it a little bit. Here. Take a look through the camera and see what I think it might need. It over a little bit so you can see it too. This right here is still looking like it's supposed to have something there. And like I said before, I don't mind empty spots, but that just, even if there was just something right here to kind of balance that out more, I think I would like it better. So I'm going to find something. Okay, I just found this little game piece right here, and the red and yellow works with this piece, but it's just a little too bright, so I added some Stabilo pencil on there, and I'm just going to lightly dab it because the glue is not dry yet. Well, I was going to go for my gold gilder's wax, but I'm not seeing it, so I have some luminaire in metallic gold. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and see if that brings those nails up a little bit more. I think that's better. Just a little more color on those nails so we can see them. That's better. That is better. I might, just as long as I have this out, just kind of hit the tops of the piece right here too. You probably can't even see that, but I can tell that it's there. I'm feeling like this looks really plain, but I'm not real sure what I want to do with it to make it look better. Maybe we'll just stick with the Stabilo and we'll just add a little shadow. I mean, it's already on black, so I don't really know that this is gonna, just do this top up here first and see. If that's any better. I'm just dabbing my finger on the damp baby wipe. It might be a little better. For now, I'm going to call it done, and I'll come back and look at it tomorrow or the next day and see if I still think it needs help, or if it, and it may look perfectly fine to me tomorrow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. Something easy and economical and fun to do. Just go through your stash. It's a great way to just use up bits and pieces that you have, and just fun. The only thing that I would suggest is choose maybe 3 colors to use predominantly. Like this is black, red, and yellow. It really just, because there's so much going on, it really just kind of helps pull all the elements together a little bit. There's so many places for your eye to go, but to me that's part of the fun of pieces like this. Every time you look at it, you see something else that maybe you didn't see the first time. So I hope you like it. If you do, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and in the meantime, go make some art. Bye.